According to John Wheeler and Stephen Hawking, when an object goes past the event horizon of a black hole, a region of space-time where gravity is so strong that nothing, including light and electromagnetic waves, has enough energy to escape it, the details of all the objects going into the black hole are obliterated. All information, physical extension, color, etc. are destroyed, and all that's left is mass, charge, and angular momentum. As we've discussed on this channel, the fundamental unit of reality is not matter or even energy, as Einstein thought, but telesis, a term coined by Chris Langan. Telesis describes the metaphysical generalization of energy, which reduces the physical universe to a coupling of energy and information, and extends that to include cognitive syntax, teleology, and more. The relationship between energy and information is that information arranges and assembles energy so it can have coherence. What black holes are doing is removing the information when there's too high a concentration of mass and converting it back into pure, unbound telesis. It would seem, therefore, that possibly the metaphysical function of such bodies is the potentialization of reality. Where reality is constantly performing read and write functions, it also needs an erase mechanism. Unbound telesis, as you'll know, is energy free of constraint, pure self-generated freedom, absolute potential, the ontic ground state of the universe. So you can think of black holes as a sort of vacuum, not in the sense of a lack of substance, but of a literal household vacuum cleaner that removes and strips away substance from adjacent bodies. The current prevailing idea among academic scientists is that there is, in fact, a black hole at the center of every galaxy. I was discussing this in an email distribution recently about the metaphysical significance of the galactic center with respect to both astrophysics and perhaps even astrology. The holographic principle in string theory suggests, against Hawking and Wheeler, that the information of all the things falling inside a black hole is somehow captured in a preserved and encoded image on the horizon of the black hole itself. The information encoded in this image provides a template for the extension of the material universe. The two-dimensional event horizon projects that extension outward into the 3+1 dimensional space-time universe, comprising a manifold of all the interactions of galaxies. Using black holes as a means for the self-organization and emergence of the universe, essentially the programming for our universe is encoded on the event horizons of black holes, and it's externalized outwards. We've discussed this in the past, how galaxies seem to be quantized in terms of distributed networks of cognition through the magnetospheres of its stars, centralized by the black hole at the galactic center. Its self-organization and emergence is explained in terms of the distributed fine-tuning of the universe, whereby galactic intelligences are optimizing for various potentia related to the fundamental utility of the universe. In order for this to happen throughout the universe, every point must have the structure of the black hole information, which is related by extension to the sentience of the universe as a whole. In a metatemporal way, it includes all the quantum information provided by secondary tellers, which includes the will to proliferation of biological life and stars, galaxies, etc., which all have a sort of intrinsic purpose and cognition. All of this quantum information must be embedded at every point in space-time, so reality can relate to itself, and each point in it can relate to the whole. It seems the paradigm which explains the self-organization, emergence, and design for the universe must be explicated in terms of the metaphysical extension of the holographic principle in string theory. You'll probably know that the CTMU explains reality in terms of a self-simulation, meaning there's a wide space of teleology, potentiality, structure, evolution, and intention, and only a small subset is visible to those in the terminal display, the sum of all material objects. The CTMU shows that the cosmos is like a vast biological entity, a kind of quasi-organic superblob that reproduces according to the laws of biological and Darwinian evolution, using black holes as seeds. Essentially, it is encoding the potentialization and actualization of the universe through an intrinsic meta-language quantized in terms of the geometry and non-terminal extension of black holes as a template for the evolution of the physical universe. This is really exciting. So this is why the CTMU Ancourt paper, a new kind of reality theory, says that CTMU has a message. The universe evolved by holographic self-replication and self-selection. Furthermore, because the universe is natural, its self-selection amounts to a cosmic form of natural selection. Everywhere, it's embedding this information by hology, using it to fulfill its intrinsic ends and purposes. Langan says just as minds are real, reality is like a mind. And when we ask whose mind, this is necessarily the mind of God, the creator and king of the universe, whose moral law and teleology, his extension and embodiment, is true and good order in physical reality. It's not an arbitrary decision of God or something hovering over him in some determining way, but the fullness of his being as manifested in creation. What was once thought to be an argument against God, that the universe wastes all of this matter, energy, and information in the form of black holes, actually turns out to be an argument in his favor. To recap, self-dual to any black hole, because information, like matter, can be neither created nor destroyed, regardless of the perturbations of the geometry of the universe, there is a white hole, a region that emits matter, light, and information through the cognition of its extension. But this is not a similarly small and dense mass, like a black hole. Instead, it's large and diffuse to the extreme. It distributes its extension over every point in the universe, such that it can exist and evolve. Reality is, in this sense, self-simulating through white holes, which have been quantized in terms of syntactic operators that embody the teleology of the non-terminal domain, thereby allowing something akin to natural selection on a cosmic scale. With the holographic universe, as we'll call it, providing the infrastructure whereby reality can subsist as a hological, self-simulative scratch pad, in Langan's words, various configurations and potentials can be played off against one another, such that true and good order can be established as the fullness of God's being in creation. This is directly proven by the metaformal system, that the physical universe is a hologram of the utility of the primary and secondary tellers, God and images of God, such as human beings, respectively, and their teleology. In the future, we're going to discuss another shocking implication of the nature of black holes, that they can collapse quantum superpositions into concrete reality. This would suggest that they have a metaphysical role similar to that of human tellers. And from this dynamic, we'll look at Hawking radiation, general relativity, quantum field theory, and more, and unite all this under a unified field theory, a quantum gravity, which centers on the fact that God is the creator and king of the universe, and reality is in his image. And we have a cosmic edge not based on physical containment, but the horizon of the universe perceiving everything inside of it. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got this. Reality is a beautiful system, not only more beautiful than we think, but perhaps more beautiful than we can think. Let the light shine forth in the darkness. May the peace of our Father in heaven be upon you. Like and subscribe. Peace.